for the puck, rolled to the point. Darryl Sador held it in. Martin St. Louis. St. Louis looking into the middle. Fedotenko, save me! Rebound kicked to the line and out. And we've already seen Tampa Bay with more power and drive than we saw.
Passion, I think, is maybe the best word. Passion. They've got life to their game. LeCavalier and Regeer, Calgary's best defenseman, number 28. They got a private back.
There's Vinny LeCavalier coming in, putting the hit off Ference. That'll be cleared into the middle and into the zone. Taylor standing his man up at center ice. Jerome again coming back to get it. Jelena was in behind the net. Jelena tipped it away to the near side. Martin Jelena has been a hot scorer. Brad Richards. Here's the line that did not have a good game one. Modine Richards into the corner, got played around the boards, not out, stepping in to hold it in was Brad Ludwig. Again, the defenseman of Tampa Bay, right from the very first shift, are pinching down the boards and deep into the corner that time. Stillman got it. They had not cleared the zone.
As John Tortorella has said 100 times, we attack. Look at this strong effort by Vincent LeCavalier. 225 pounds is what Darcy Regeer weighs, and LeCavalier wasn't finished on that shift. He took out Andrew Ference. When LeCavalier comes with that kind of physical effort, you know he's ready to play.
Fedotenko with the shot. Kiprusoff made sure he had help from his defenseman to clear the puck, but Tampa with a sharp, solid start. In fact, you can tell going into this game that Tampa took the message of their coaching staff and they said, respect the Calgary Flames. You did not respect them in game one.
Tampa Bay won 35, Calgary 30 faceoffs in that first game, just about even. That one cleared back into the middle after initially Calgary wanted almost a slip at center. Boy, was that close. Monador started to fall down at center. Anderchuk brought it in, but did not get a good shot off. That'll be dumped high in the air. Regeer fanned on it once, cleared it out to center, and moved up and into the zone by Zaprikin behind the net.
Monador had to be in panic mode.
You saw that happen the other night, and it went the other way. Now a penalty coming up Tampa Bay. Shot deflected wide near side, and here's the whistle.
I think it's Andre Watt. He skated over to the front of the bench of Tampa Bay and knocked down Zaprikin, who did not have the puck, I think.
It is a penalty on Tampa Bay. We know that, and that's who it's on.
Watt's very first shift. Interference is the call, and he skated back, got into position, and knocked his man down for no reason. That's Andreychuk on Zaprikin, and then that one there, the second one, the little nudge.
Oh, my God.
That's what was called.
That's a penalty.
That's being a little bit firm early, isn't it?
Wow. Calgary gets the power play, held in along the blue line, 1 for 4 in game one on the power play. Good play by Andrew Ference to hold it in once. Gavina's able to clear it out of there.
I don't know what to think about Calgary's power play. It has not been effective in the playoffs. They've scored one in game one, but they only got 1 shot in 4 power plays. That was the goal they scored on.
Billy, they said they want basics. They want more point shots and more traffic in front of Avi Boulin. They're just going to try to get the puck through from the blue line and see what happens.
Conroy dumped it off, sent in deep and around by Leopold. Along the board, St. Louis trying to knock it out of there. Could not. Andrew Ference held it in. Ference drops it down low. Big chance. Conroy into the middle. Shot deflected in front. Did not get through. And that will be cleared up the near side. Ference again there. Jerome again had the opportunity down low. He's in front of the net. Conroy trying to drop it off to him again. Back to Ference. Ference leaves it wide side. Leopold's shot blocked again by Sador and cleared.
Boy, what a good play by Pavel Gavina, number 13 for Tampa. He stopped the seam pass that would have been a sure scoring chance.
Penalty killers are blocking more shots than the goaltender.
That puck is sticking a little bit. You've seen it. That can create some interesting situations up there. Back up onto the point as they bring the new unit up with Monador. Monador and Regeer working back on the power play. In front, shot that block straight up in the air. Tipped ahead, but not out. Boy, there were 2 Tampa Bay Lightning in the air trying to get it shot on. That one got deflected wide off Monador's stick. Held in by Regeer off the near side wall. Again, they're trying to get it, could not. Bounces to the line. That did not clear the zone. Good work to hold it in. 29 left on the advantage. A lot of this power play being spent in the offensive zone for the Flames. Regeer leaves it near side. Yell shot blocked off the back of the net. Rebound. That one went in front. Javi Boulin had to get a piece of it. Again, Ginla's worked the entire power play. 12 seconds left on it. From behind the net, Yell is setting up in front. They collapse down low. The shot behind Javi Boulin, but he got it. It went behind him, but he found it.
Only 5 seconds left on the power play. The entire 155. The puck's in the zone. And what Tampa Bay didn't do is they got the puck to the blue line 3 different times, but couldn't get it over the blue line. Calgary did a great job keeping it in. Chris Simon already has 3 power play goals in the playoffs.
This is the play that Chris Simon shot from our Southwest Airlines goal cam. Look at that. It was halfway through the pads, and boy, did Chris Simon close in like a shark, trying to drive in a rebound. But you said they wanted to go back to basics, JD. They did. They got traffic, and they got pucks in on Khabibulin.
And the faceoff will come to the right of Khabibulin with 5 seconds left on the advantage. Each team with 1 shot.
Calgary starts their 4th line for the first shift of the game for them, deep in the other team's zone.
Brett Warner's going to play a deep power play over. 1 shot on the power play. So the first chance on the advantage. They do not convert. Calgary with that chance. Held in. Good move by Clark to hold it, and Clark had a tremendous game 1. Doyle dumps that one back into the middle. Andrew Ference has another one that wasn't cleared. There's another one that wasn't cleared. Khabibulin went out with a blocker, didn't have to get it. Boyle's got it. Boyle will just leave that one wide.
And we got to watch Dan Boyle, as Sam Ryan told us before the game, when he had a third of his house burned down during game 1. John Tortorella talked about Dan Boyle today. He said, look, I don't know what to expect from Dan Boyle on a regular basis.
Boyle said last night, I can't think about hockey right now. Last night, he said, I'll be ready tonight. But Nikolai Khabibulin tested early. There you see the numbers he has put up after a loss. 31-year-old who is 27-23 lifetime in the playoffs. And obviously a very important game for these two in the Stanley Cup Finals. You get a 2-0 lead, and you get a pretty good shot at it. No penalty called. Anderchuk trying to run it in, could not. He slipped again. And it'll be worked to the front of the net, or attempted at least. Modin centered it, shot blocked. And Tampa Bay was changing, so they had nobody back. It'll be a free out. Billy Neiman and up. Neiman and coming. He's got Donovan with him off the near side. Had an open man go through, couldn't get it to him. Neiman is shot outside of the net. And after the initial flurry by Tampa Bay, Calgary withstood that. And now they've got the drive going again, and momentum back on their side here in this first period. Drop back by Modin. We're going to see a lot of this tonight by both teams. The high flips into the zone.
Matter of fact, Tampa this morning was practicing the flip off the glass out of their zone to try to get away from Calgary's pressure.
Here's Sador. That one got ripped wide. Trying to screen in front. Kubina moves in from the point. Pitches deep. Dumps it far side. Those defensemen's a defenseman in their own end. Sador leaves it. Wow takes the shot. Save made. He had to reach for it. Kiprusoff.
There's good traffic in front of the net by Marty St. Louis that upset Kiprusoff, yet he found a way to stop the shot.
Darryl Sador back in his own end. Sador, the veteran, 134th playoff game. Far side wall, couldn't get it again. Was open again against the puck. Again the shot. Save. Rebound. Deflected into the high crease. That by Monador. Monador's shot. That got deflected away by Shelena. Turned back into the corner. Again left in front. Shelena the intended. Sador's got it. He started out with a fever pitch.
So Calgary's got Tampa Bay guys on the run, in my opinion. Calgary is making Tampa turn the puck over in the Tampa zone 5 or 6 times already. Loose pucks, Calgary's getting to them.
They are getting to them. Pratt will bring it up, and that's the game that got Tampa Bay to the finals. Winning the small battles have become so important. Flip back out, Pratt's got to get it.
And you know what? John Tortorella admitted this morning that this is like playing themselves.
Looking in the mirror.
Yep.
And that's what they've got to adjust to. Stillman lost it. Monitor has got it. Another dumps that they want to change. He's into the zone for his Sarge to Pratt. Pratt cleared it up the near side wall. No score. Shots at 4-2. Favor the Flames. Near side, Dingman, the intended from the Cavalier, but it poked away to center. That'll be picked back up by Simon. Simon had to leave it in the middle. Here comes the Cavalier. Cavalier's got the jump. Backhander save. Rebound center. It got blocked to the corner. Boy, in front there is traffic. Corey Sarge held it in down low. But a Tycho turning, looking into the middle. Couldn't get it to anybody. Dumped it behind the net. Le Cavalier double shifting. Trying to get it to Stillman. Played it off the net to himself. But then it puck checked away off the wall. Le Cavalier got it to the point. Shot. Save. Rebound. Score!
Finished it, but Vincent Lecavalier has come to this hockey game like a man possessed. Watch this move. A backhander to himself and a 360 spin.
Colomar with the shot. Fedotenko had just come off the bench. 1 rebound, sensational save, but Fedotenko, who's become a goal scorer in the playoffs, found his own rebound and able to score. What a save that is.
And he almost got the other one, too.
Wow. Fedotenko just came off the bench, went to where a goal scorer should go. Colomar put the puck on goal, and Tampa leads for the first time in the series, and they needed it.
Shot deflected back into the middle, intended for Richards. Who would have believed Fedotenko at any point in the playoffs would have been the leading goal scorer for Tampa Bay? He is. That is his 10th goal. And a 1-0 lead, Tampa Bay. Right back at it the other end. Lowry trying to center it. Lowry's going to chase it down himself. The veteran Dave Lowry turns it back in behind the net. Gets a little pick off the near side boards. Clark can't do anything with it. Back for Lowry. Lowry's going to be hit. Cullimore came in on him. Lowry down on the ice. Cullimore had taken away. Great work behind the net. Kovasu drops it back. Modin's got it.
And Gary, great work by Calgary's fourth line. Daryl Sutter comes with his fourth line right after being scored on.
Sankon sends that one back into the corner. Monador coming back to get it. That'll be touched for the icing call. Folks, we have got ourselves the series we thought we were going to have right here. A look at the chances and the goal coming up.